Hey everybody, how's it going? OverArch here, and today we are playing Beast Terror Fright, a interesting new indie game currently on Steam Early Access. It is a roguelike shooter in which you play a space marine sent into a space station to extract these data cores, overload the reactor, and then blow the ship the hell up. However, the ship is infested with Xenos that are going to do their damnedest to kill you. So, in this procedurally generated level, there are currently 10 data cores, just spread out, and our goal is to find them. We don't have any sort of tracker or anything of that nature. We can tell how far away the nearest core is, which you can see right there above my mini-map, which is currently empty because I don't have any upgrades for it. There are Xenos in the ship. I have no idea where they are. They're pretty deadly. They'll kill me in one hit. Each data core has an upgrade of some kind. And I've already gotten the motion sensor, which is an excellent upgrade. So you notice the whole is HUD is a little claustrophobia inducing. And we have our contact here. Thermal. Okay. So there is a breach right there. I really can't walk through that door without significant risk. So we're actually going to go away. The Xenos spawn indefinitely. You do not have infinite ammo. The ammo counter is up in the top right. I currently have 400 shells left. I started with 500. And yeah, it is definitely a game where you have to keep moving, you have to keep going. You can shut doors to control the flow of Xenos, although they will eventually break the doors down. You can also activate sentry guns. Oh, I wasn't downloading that. It's poor. You can also activate sentry guns. Sentry guns have limited ammo, but they also will kill the Xenos. So, fortunately, we have a tracker, which is, we've gotten a couple really good upgrades so far. I'm gonna shut this door behind me, so now I'm behind me, and we should have contact immediately here. Okay, also seal this door because they are beating down the car door there. Keeping an eagle eye on that motion tracker. Cool, got that. They're beating down the far door there. I'm about to have more company in here. Alright, I'm gonna follow the data core tracker. Notice that the more I kill Xenos, the worse the my heat vision becomes, because they obviously spray hot blood, which interferes with the thermal. 20 meters to the next one. I've surprisingly not come across a sentry gun yet. So the Xenos spawn from breaches. I'm gonna speak of the devil. Here's one. I will turn it on even though it slows me down a little bit. That annoyed beeping was it telling me that I'm blocking its line of fire. So this is the reactor right here. As you can see, it's red hot. Once we get all the data cores, we will have to overload that reactor. Which we drain the coolant. We overload it, and then we have roughly a minute and a half to get back to the airlock, which is where we started. Or we blow up. We're going to clear this. Okay, there's a bunch there. So I'm actually going to go on the far side here. We do also have limited battery power. As we expend our battery, we lose fidelity in the thermal geyser, and we begin to... our flashlight goes weaker. We are at how many rounds? Not enough. out of 500. Oh boy, that almost got me. Forward. This is a game in which you will die a lot. Is that very loud, annoying beeping sound? That's my gun telling me that it no longer has... Whoa! Almost got me. But it is now giving me an ammunition warning, because I don't have much left. This will fortunately give me some more ammunition, as I get it. They're beating down that door. I currently have, whew, okay, close. I'm gonna turn on this sentry. Yeah, they're about to breach the door. So each of the data cores, yeah, here they come. Take them down. Yeah. Oh, this is actually a really good spawn point. Or data core spawn. So currently this game has local co-op. And online co-op is planned, but not yet implemented. I can already see one down there. Local co-op is very close from what the devs have been saying, and they've been communicating really, their communication with the community has been excellent. They've kept us updated, they've provided accurate information pretty frequently. Okay. Now comes the fun part, we have to hold this area. Fortunately, that sentry gun should still be active. Sentry guns have 250 rounds of ammunition by default. Can't have much left. The devs have been excellent in their communication with the community. This is currently the second update for the game's early access. The devs have said they're going to be doing one update a week, roughly. So far, we've seen new game modes, updates to the spawning algorithm, the procedural generation. Stuff like that. Really good dev so far. I like it. Although it's dev I've never heard of. And to my knowledge, they've never done an early access before. So they could be god-awful and just masquerading it. Alright, here comes the fun part. We have to force our way back to the airlock. Oh boy. Oh, fuck. Ah, the one in front of me was still alive. Killed me. Like I said, any hit is fatal. This game will be much easier once there's a local multiplayer. There are also 3 game modes currently. There is hard, and there's easy. It's just self-explanatory. The Xenos don't spawn as often. That was actually added because a lot of people were complaining that the game was too hard, and they're kind of right. And there's hard. Normal generation, which is where the map is normally generated. There's a certain algorithm. Don't ask me. And hard random generation, which is basically very hard, in that the generation algorithm is completely random. You could have 50 breaches where the aliens spawn side by side, and it would just be impossible to get through. Which even happens now on the normal hard mode with normal spawns, which is what we're currently playing. Let's see this. You can see there's a breach right there. And spawning. So far my biggest complaint about this game, cool, we got the map, is that the... Okay, lost some time. Got a door between him and us. Is that a lot of time the procedural generation will create situations that are impossible. Okay, I wasn't sure if they were breaching that door. That are impossible for you to get through. They are kicking in that door. So the sentry gun will sort them out. And sometimes the random generation will create areas that are, where you don't get any Xenos, or where you get very few. You'll have maybe 1 breach, and it'll only spawn a couple times. So you'll have 4 or 5 Xenos on the level. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but you get the idea. The random generation, level generation, still wonky. Needs to be ironed out. But considering this game's only been on early access for roughly a week, I'm very hopeful for what the future has in store here. Okay. Let's force it back here. The upgrades you get are more or less random. The big ones we're looking for, though, are tracker data core. Sorry, waypoint data core. That's what gives us the icon that points towards the nearest data core, which is huge. That's fucking awesome. And the motion tracker, the short-range motion tracker. Long-range motion tracker is just as good. There's no real, there's no perceivable difference. Right, so open this door and let the gun take care of it. Okay. There is friendly fire with those guns, and they will kill you. Okay, there is a lot of shit here. I need to seal that door. Claustrophobia. Okay. I couldn't get my gun on him in time. So the goal was to dart in, shut the door, dart out. You will probably spend most of your time dead in this game. At least on the hard mode. I haven't tried the easy mode yet. I assume that's easier. Also, once we actually get the promised matchmaker and multiplayer, then we're actually going to have a more team-based oriented game, and that should make the game significantly easier. So far, we've kind of lucked out on this first mission. We only have 10 data cores, when last one we had 20. Actually, more than 20. So we have to find, I think it was 12 data cores in total. And we already picked up some decent upgrades. Relatively close together. Looks good to me. Alright. So I can tell what direction the data core is in. I can tell the distance to the data core. I can't tell. It's like right now, when I'm motion tracker, I can tell there's a Xenos within 10 meters. I get that warning tone. Can't tell the direction though. Yes, the HUD is purposely claustrophobic. Almost got me. Breach. That's where they're coming from. Alright, this sentry gun here is going to buy us some time. And the muzzle flash is kind of outrageous. And it's done purposely. It's to make the game claustrophobic. You actually have to stop shooting to see. I want to get as much done for the time I have. That sentry gun does not have a lot of ammo. That would also be a really useful sentry gun to have later. During the, when I actually have to shut down the reactor. Especially since there's a breach right by the fucking reactor. Cool. Meters to the nearest data core. Here we go. C2 and a sentry gun. So far, we've only found the one breach. That's fairly lucky. So, if we actually survive this mission, we will just go on to the next level, next floor, which is, and we will keep our upgrades. The upgrades do carry over. So eventually, if you can get enough momentum, you kind of, or you can roll with that. You snowball the momentum, compound your momentum, compound your advantage, and you can actually, usually if you make it past the first level, you can make it past the first 2 or 3. You're still only one hit away. I'm kind of 40 meters to the next data core. I'm still kind of annoyed that we haven't found the data core tracker. It was definitely this way. I think that might be the only breach. The spawning algorithm, I know, will spawn at least one breach. Okay, that thing's down to less than 100 ammo. We'll spawn a minimum of one breach. Okay, there's some behind this door. Close by. Here we go. Now we're talking. Minimum of one breach. There is no maximum. Well, I'm sure there's a maximum. I've seen everything from 1 to, 10. We have at least 2 breaches here on this level. I hear them. They sound close. Nerve-wracking. You guys. Okay, cool. Usually if they're coming from one direction, you're pretty much golden. If they're coming from 2, you very easily get fucked over, because you can't cover 2 directions at the same time. Around the sentry, we'll actually get some breathing room. Nearest data core is 30 meters. I'm not sure if I have to actually go this way to get it. Oh, I'm not activating it. Also getting live updates to the left of the mini-map here as they kick in doors and such. Okay, so it is this direction. Okay. Open this door. Sentry gun just work on them. God, oh boy. Yeah, there's one right behind me. I think they have roughly the same base speed I do, so they can keep pace with me. That's up here and shut this door. Cool. Our data core is in this direction. Hopefully don't have to go back into that death trap. This is the last data core. After this, we just run to the reactor, shut it down, and blow this bitch. Cool. The reactor is this way. I believe it was, yeah, I don't know where it is. It's right by the breach. We are going to run back to this way, because I know there's a sentry gun this way. We can kind of cover our ass. God knows we need as much ass covering as we can get. Okay, hi. Door. Expect contact as soon as we open it. I assume the sentry gun down here has already been overwhelmed. If I'm not wrong. See what's behind us. Advancing through the room. Dying of from running out of ammunition is also a very realistic problem. Has happened to me before. Oh, okay. Hi. God, I wish I had a sentry gun right now. $600 rounds, 800 rounds. Okay, cool. Nothing down this hallway. Cool. Okay, it's... God, this one's a Charnel house. Reactor shield's opening. At least they're mainly going to be coming from one direction. I don't have the motion tracker though, so I won't know if one's sneaking up behind me until it's biting my limbs off. Safe assumption that they're mostly coming in this direction. Got a carpet of Xenos bodies there. Cool. Hello? We have to disable 4 of these units. You disable them the exact same way you activate a data core. You just stand by them, hold right mouse button. This one's the dangerous one because they could come from either direction. Shit. Hopefully, by standing to the left here, I'll force them to come to the left. Awesome, to the airlock. These things can keep pace with me. I hope these link back up. We should, okay. The levels tend to be very labyrinthine. In fact, there is the airlock right now. The sentry gun should still be active. But this one's active. And it is currently doing work. Boom! Level done. So I will now proceed on to the next level. So guys, I hope you kind of learned what Space Beast Terror Fright is. Currently in early access. It goes for $15 currently. It's a very fun, very claustrophobic terror game. I really enjoy it. I have really high hopes for it. Yeah, you should check it out. Thanks for watching, guys.